some warrant for his financials. We might be able to track down some more Vicks that way.
A warrant. Okay, you know that's a reach. Get me another Vic, then we can talk.
That is a 2 Vic clip right there from tonight's brand new Law & Order SVU, and 2 Vicks in one scene. That's pretty good.
I'll tell you what, I think we ruined the episode. That was the big spoiler.
Gave it all away, didn't it?
All the way right
Spoiler
there.
alert. Well, we had to get the lingo down for our intro. You know, Vic, perp.
You did well.
All that good stuff.
It was accurate.
Thank you.
All right, so listen, now that the Olympics are finally over, Law & Order SVU comes back, and Danny Pino is with us, as he has been all day, to talk about this show tonight, your career, what it's like filming in New York. I mean, we can go in so many different directions. Where do you want to start?
Wherever you like. I mean,
we'll leave it to her.
Let's go about your character, Detective Nick Amaro. Came on the season. For folks who, I don't know who's crazy out there, just joining in and watching SVU, tell folks about your character on the show.
Well, Nick Amaro, he comes in from narcotics. He's kind of a rogue, you know, lone wolf. Not used to working in groups, and he gets more and more used to it. He definitely has, he's outspoken, generally goes against the grain in the squad room. His instincts I'd like to have, personally. I think he's very good at reading people. He's good in an interrogation room. He doesn't like people telling him what to do.
Well, you kind of went through a thing last month. Your badge was on the line. You were kind of battling, you know, your emotions and things like that. What was that like going through that?
Yeah, that episode was called Tomorrow's 180, and you know, that for me was the highlight of the season so far for me, as an actor, as a character, to go in and be challenged like that on so many levels, personally with his family, career-wise. His badge was on the line, like you said. And to truly be able to realize what the stakes are in that kind of a situation, when you're being vilified by the newspapers in New York City, that amount of pressure was fun to play. You know, that degree of risk and stress. As an actor, that's what you look forward to. You know, and sometimes on the show, you know, I know you've played a lot of sports, and I feel like sometimes you are a distributor. Sometimes you're in support of another storyline, and so you come in and you support it as well as you can, right? And sometimes you're the one who is, you know, stepping up and taking the ball and running down the field, and so that's what Amaro's 180 was. And so a season has so many different colors that you play, because it takes 24 episodes to shoot a season, and we started shooting in mid-July, and so you wear a lot of different hats throughout those 24 episodes.
And that's what I want to talk about. Most people are fascinated by the behind the scenes and what it takes to put on a drama like this. Give us a little insight. You guys are filming in the streets of New York. You said 24 episodes. I mean, what's the daily like? How long does it take to shoot an episode?
An episode takes 8 days to shoot in general. And we have shot 7-day episodes, but in general, it's 8 days. Like I said, we start to shoot in mid-July, and we wrap usually by mid-May. And that pretty much encompasses 24 episodes with breaks in between. But the days are long sometimes for the actors. They're certainly long for the crew. New York is a character in the show, so we're always on the street. We spend about 50% of our time in studio and 50% of our time on the streets of New York. We've shot in every borough, in several neighborhoods within every borough already. We're going back, double dipping to certain neighborhoods. So New York is, you know, it's a pulsating, very real character on our show, and it's something that we embrace.
Now, when you shoot an episode and then say tonight, will you be watching? And do you see the final product before it hits air? Or how do you actors watch? Do you watch them at home?
Absolutely. I mean, just to carry on that sports analogy, it's like watching game film.
Right.
You know, I
final
feel
product.
a little bit like that. I mean, sometimes what you feel or what you think you're doing isn't actually what you're doing, and I think it's important to identify what that is, and not in a narcissistic way, because most of the time I cringe, and it's not very comfortable to judge yourself and to not carry that in to the process of creating these scenes and these characters. But I find that more often than not, it helps to watch than it hurts. Sometimes it hurts to watch.
I'm cringing all the time when I see myself.
Yeah.
I cringe every day.
I'll tell you what, it's
I'm
real.
cringing right
Well,
now.
we talk to you via satellite. Now, when we do those sat tours, you guys can't see us.
Yeah, we're like this.
But of course, we can
We're like-
see you. You
so-
can hear us.
Hello?
But you might remember this one from last May. I don't know which one this is. It was before the season 14 finale. Check it out. Hey, first, I just want to point out you guys have Olivia Benson looking over you. Is that slightly creepy?
Now, Nick Amaro had a big year this year. You know, he found out that he's a father to a 9-year-old son.
What?
Yeah, you didn't watch the episode, did you? Yeah, it was big. It was big.
Will you be able to just relax for a little bit this summer, or it's always work?
little
No,
bit.
we're on the case 24/7 after we relax.
Kelly Giddish, and you guys proceeded to make Mariska talk, the little sign behind you. I mean, you probably do tons of them, so I know it's okay if you don't remember talking to us.
I don't. Who's the
Just my
blonde?
voice, remember?
Who's the plot?
The
Who was that woman sitting next to you for 5 hours?
I love her on the show. She's great on the show. No, Kelly
She
Giddish
seems
is
like a lot of
stud.
fun. You guys, the whole cast seems like you guys just have a lot of fun. That probably makes it easy because your scenes are so tough.
Yeah, like I've mentioned, it's such a dark show, and a lot of the things we deal with are difficult topics. But between takes, no holds barred.
Who's the class clown? Like, who's the comedian always cracking jokes on set?
I think we all have our moments,
Mm-hmm.
you know, depending on how many cups of coffee we've had. And we can tell when it's time for the decaf. But, you know, we all have that in us to clown around and fool around and push it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe the one that you'd least expect is maybe Mariska. You know, Benson is such a empathetic, tough, stoic, and strong character that you'd never know that when we cut, she's playing, you know, 35 different characters in a minute.
Yeah.
And just, you know, goes off. But it does keep us light and spontaneous. And when you do a take several times over, it's good to break it up so that you can almost forget the last take to keep it fresh.
All right, so much more with Danny Pino. Make sure you watch him tonight as Law & Order SVU returns to prime time in a special crossover episode with Chicago PD. It all starts tonight at 9 right here on Wavy TV 10. Stick around, Danny.
Danny Pino.